This is the 2017 Chrysler Pacifica minivan. You know, Chrysler invented the minivan segment back in the 80s. 70s was all about station wagons, 80s about minivans, 90s about SUVs, and 2000 and beyond has really been about crossovers. And that is what has really killed the minivan. In the case of Chrysler, they're in a solid third place when it comes to the minivan segment. You have the Odyssey followed by the Sienna. Those are the two dominant players. The Pacifica is a close third, and then you have a few other players like Nissan Quest and the Kia Sedona. But focusing on this car, so one thing that the Fiat Chrysler Group has done is eliminate the Dodge Caravan. They've eliminated the Town and Country. Both nameplates that have been around for about 30, 35 years, and they resurrected an extinct nameplate, the Pacifica, which was kind of a crossover minivan, didn't have the sliding doors, vehicle they discontinued a few years ago, and now the nameplate has come back as their new minivan. It's an all-new minivan. All the interior, exterior bits are completely new. It's a nice vehicle. You know, minivans just make a lot of sense. I know they compete with crossovers, but let's be honest, the sliding doors just make these vehicles so much more efficient for families, especially with little kids. If you don't want a bunch of door dings, get a minivan. I realize they're not very sexy, but I don't know if crossovers are sexy. People tell me the family crossovers are, or at least sexier than minivans. I guess that's up to you, but you know, we like minivans primarily because we're using them for photo shoots. They're a lot smoother than SUVs or even crossovers. They just have a very refined ride. It's very smooth, and that's why families like them. We also can shoot out of the side. You know, have the sliding glass doors, so if you want to take some shots out of the side, we can do that. And those are things you can't really do with a crossover or even an SUV. So back to the Pacifica. You know, all the minivans are really solid. I actually like the Kia a lot. I think it's well priced, but there's nothing like the Honda Odyssey, and there's a new Odyssey coming later this year, and the Sienna is a very solid player as well. You really can't go wrong with those two. In many ways, the minivan segment has kind of paralleled what's happened to the midsize sedan segment, where it used to be dominated by Americans, and then it became dominated by the Japanese. You know, Chevy used to have a minivan, Ford used to have a minivan. They've all discontinued them. Chrysler is the last remaining American player to offer one. But they've really stretched things out. You have an all-new instrument cluster, very vivid, very bold. You have a large multi-information display between the gauges. You've got a great infotainment system. This year it's going to be available with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So a lot of great technology features. In the back, you're going to have rear entertainment. You've got built-in Wi-Fi, and there are other great features. The stow and go seating is something that's unique to this particular minivan, and that allows you basically to fold the seats flat in the second row for more storage. Great technology. As far as ride, these things ride great. This is the 3.6 liter V6. Has almost 300 horsepower. It's pretty decent fuel economy. We're only averaging about 18, but you can do better than that. You have the panoramic sunroof. Pricing starts kind of in the 27, 28 range, and you can easily load this up into the mid 40s, depending on the type of equipment and packaging you're looking for. So that's about, you know, all there is to say about the minivan. Some things I didn't like the power liftgate button is in a very odd location on the Pacifica compared to other minivans. They have it on the side versus kind of built into the body of the vehicle as opposed to on the tailgate itself. Not a big fan of that, but I'm sure I'd get used to it in time. Otherwise, you know, these things just make a lot of sense. I think no matter which minivan you pick, you can't go wrong. Certainly, Chrysler has the most heritage with minivans, so I think they really understand the minivan buyer. But it really has become a crossover world. If you can get past the stigma of a minivan, I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you'll see that the sliding doors, especially with the upper trim levels, they have the power sliding doors. You really will wonder how you live without them if you have small kids, which makes a lot of sense. So another thing I want to talk about today is we're using some new technology from Ricoh called the Theta S 360-degree camera. So you can actually, as I'm talking, look and see what's happening in the back. I don't have any passengers here right now, but at least it gives you kind of an idea of how spacious this is, how well it rides, what great visibility I have when I'm driving. No real blind spots. This is a really nice vehicle, and the reason minivan owners like their minivans is because of the higher seating position, but yet it still drives like a car. Good visibility, not a lot of blind spots, and kids like it, especially this configuration, which has the captain's chairs. So if you have a couple of kids, it gives you a little separation between them. Now, I had twins; they're a little bit, they're driving themselves now, but when they were younger, didn't have that separation, had the bench seat, and I think the separation would have been nice. Overall, I think this car looks good. I'm going to be responsible and not answer the phone while I drive. I didn't get a chance to connect the Bluetooth on this car, but I did connect a different phone to it, and it works really well. I heard that the clarity is pretty good as well. When I was using it, people said they heard me very well on the other side, loud and clear. They've moved a lot of things around in the Pacifica. The shifter, I think they could have done a little better job with the shifter. I don't like this dial very much, but it works. Everyone is going to this kind of shift by wire, where it's buttons and knobs versus actual levers that take up a lot of space. You have a ton of storage room here. Cup holders. I got more storage here. I got storage down there. I've got USB drives. I got everything here. It's fully utility, and they really kind of updated the look from the outgoing town and country. So a lot of new technology in this van, a lot of new technology in this camera. Give me some feedback. Do you like the way these reviews go? Because maybe we'll do more of these with the 360 camera. One challenge is you can't really splice in a lot of those exterior cool shots, so we'll put that up separately. But as far as the interior, I think it gives you a much better perspective than we can give you with the regular cameras that we use. So send me an email, a note, put a comment on YouTube. Let us know what you think. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Driver's Seat.